So, go on, what is your most hype then, Mr. Crumb Season?
Most hype. Across the Spider-Verse and Last of Us HBO.
Yeah.
Yep, without a doubt.
What about
Come.
yourself, Luke?
Yeah, much same as Josh. Spider-Verse and The Last of Us season 1.
Yes.
Yeah, I think those two will pretty much be my favorite of the
Like
year.
clear, yeah.
Like
Same.
they will be my favorite of the year without like knowing anything about what any of them are going to do. Those will be my two favorite.
Likewise.
Ahsoka will be up there.
Hmm.
Mandalorian will probably be just as good as the first two seasons, but yeah, I
Okay.
think just most excited for those.
What about yourself, Mr. Horizontal?
I have to go with Ahsoka as my most hyped.
Yeah.
And I mean, Spider-Verse is up there, but Ahsoka takes it for me.
Okay. I mean, it's very samey. Spider-Verse is absolutely one of the most hyped for. It helps that it's one of the fewer ones in here that we have a trailer for, and like the original was potentially the best ever Spider-Man project. So it has a good base to launch itself from, as well as just only good rumors circulating around it. I think other things up there for me would be Invincible season 2. I mean, Invincible season 1's a masterpiece. It's one of them things that if you haven't, go watch it.
Oh, I've
Blue
got something
Beetle,
else.
I'm very excited for. Blue Beetle was a character that I like quite a lot, and I've, like the film doesn't seem to have a lot of controversy around it compared to other DC
Yet.
films.
Mhm.
It's floated under the radar. They've done their filming. They've done everything else. There's no big names attached to it to have a scandal. They've just gone, we're going to turn up, do our job, go home. Hopefully it's good. And that makes me confident that it will be good.
I have another hype. So it's Ahsoka, but then also Secret Invasion. I'm so ready to have the whole of the MCU just be pulled apart in one season of Secret Invasion.
Just
And it's
absolutely
going to
F
be
your
great.
mind up.
I'm so ready.
Valid. Okay, what is everyone's least hype project of the year?
Wow, no, this is so controversial.
What is everyone looking at going, I could not give less of a fuck?
I'm just gonna get straight in there and upset Connor massively.
Go on.
And I will preface this with this is only because I have no idea what the character is or what it's about.
Go on.
Blue Beetle. But that's not even because I think it will be bad. I just have no clue about Blue Beetle.
That is
Likewise.
completely valid.
It automatically has to go to the bottom because I just don't know anything about it.
That is completely valid. But I also do think it could end up, if you boys bother going to see it, and if it is as good as it could be,
I'll
it
go
could
to see
end up it could end up fighting with like retroactively what was the best of the year. There is a genuine chance, in my opinion. The suit leaks of what I've seen look as good as anything I've ever seen from a superhero film.
I'm looking
Harry.
at this list, and there's
There is a
quite
lot Horry does not look forward to having to watch.
yeah. There's a few that I'm like, I'm neither hyped, and I'm like, I'll watch it, but I'm not like overly fussed about going out of my way. But I honestly, I think the thing that takes the cake for the least hype I could give less of a shit about watching is the Flash film. Because at
Really? Are you
this
not curious?
nah, at this point, I'm just so done with it. I'm so done with the mess that is the Flash. Considering that this is almost 100% likely going to mean fuck all. It's going to get scrapped and all of that. Like Aquaman, I have more interest in seeing because I like Jason Momoa. Like, I'm like, just get the film out and get it done with. I'm so sick of hearing about Ezra Miller. I'm so sick of hearing about the constant delays. It's just like, all of this means nothing because James Gunn's just going to go, yeah, I don't want any of this anyway, so see you later. Like, just get it done.
I do get that, I do. And I'm not going to lie to you, I've gone similar, but I'm too curious about The Flash. My least hyped is Craven.
That was down there. It was down there.
I love Craven, and everything that has been confirmed about this film tells me this is not actually a film about Craven, and it's just they're using that name to make money. Therefore, I have zero hype for it, and I've got a feeling it could. There is definitely a world where I can't get to see it on release day. It has a Morbius-like reception. I just go sack it
Oh
off.
no. Yeah, Craven's definitely down there. To be honest, it's not necessarily like least hyped, but I'm not Peacemaker season 2 just because I haven't seen season 1. So I'm like, if I can get around to seeing season 1, I'll maybe be a bit more excited for it. But
It's almost like Warner Brothers and HBO should sort their shit out and make HBO Max much easier to access in the UK.
They really should.
Which is going to be a big reason The Last of Us doesn't do well, by the way, guys.
I'm not
I'm not hearing this like
in the UK.
I mean, like globally, it will be very well received where people can watch it, but it will not be seen to do that well in actual numbers unless it manages to become the most pirated show.
Well, I am literally buying a Now TV Entertainment Pass purely to watch The Last
Oh,
of
is
Us.
it being put? Is it being put on an actual TV service?
HBO
Yeah,
stuff is
it's
on Now
HBO.
TV.
It's on Now
Oh,
TV.
HBO, but
And it's on
Now
like
TV.
Sky Atlantic.
Yeah,
I
so
believe
Maybe
is
it
like
has a chance then. Maybe it has a
Yeah.
chance.
It still is like HBO stuff is still difficult to watch in the
Let me have a
UK.
look.
Okay, so it might do a bit better then. Now, the film or project that you are all least
Yeah,
concerned
Sky
about.
Atlantic.
Least concerned. I'm just
Can we
gonna
go
kick
back?
this
I
off.
didn't say my controversial one for least
Oh.
hype.
Shit, no, but we didn't.
Yeah.
I didn't do the least type for you two. I do
Yeah, we-
apologise. Josh,
you
what
did-
is your least type
Did
project?
for Luke.
Right, so realistically, I don't really care about Shazam, The Flash, but you ready for this?
Shame him.
So the one I'm least hyped about, and I'm gonna have to watch just to keep in the loop of everything. Loki season 2.
Oh, you stink!
That's controversial.
Honestly,
That is controversial.
I know it's controversial. I just, out of all the
Tell me
Disney
you can't
Plus,
understand the multiverse without telling me you can't understand the multiverse.
like that honestly could be it. It might be too much for my tiny brain. I just,
It's gonna say something
I
else.
didn't hate it. I just didn't love it anywhere near as much as everyone else did. So obviously I'll watch it just because I want to keep in the loop, but like I'm definitely not excited for it.
So I like that Luke went for a controversial one against Connor.
Yeah.
And
I went for it against the world.
against the MCU fans.
Yeah, I was just like, oh, Connor just said he really loves his character and it's my least hype one. Whereas Josh was just like, I hate everyone.
Josh should have just shot on the TV show.
I would have, to be honest, I would have felt more attacked if he'd said Ahsoka.
No, I'm looking forward to that.
So,
now, what projects are we least concerned about?
easy. Least concerned,
I've got
Spider-Man
two.
Across the Spider-Verse.
Yeah, I was gonna say, in line with being my most hyped, I'm also the least concerned about Spider-Verse being good.
I get that.
In which case,
I'd
I've got
probably
3.
Well, to give a, I guess, a non-boring answer. Well, it's still a boring answer, but it's not Spider-Man. I'd say Mando. I think everyone knows that'll probably be as good as the first 2 seasons, and it's Dave's thing. So if Dave does it, it's probably going to be good.
Makes sense.
I'm trying to think if there's anything else on that list that I'm like really not concerned about.
Can you include DC things on least concerned?
Mm.
Like,
it's funny you say that. Josh, what were your least concerned projects?
So I originally had 2, but
Go on.
I didn't even put Across the Spider-Verse into consideration because like
you were so unconcerned.
I was that unconcerned. I didn't even put it in my notes. So now I've got Mando season 3 and Ahsoka. I think Mando, we know the IP now, and everyone who enjoyed the first 2 seasons are gonna love the second one. Plus 2.5 with and Ahsoka. I think those into Star Wars are gonna love it regardless, and I think it will do well in terms of getting new people into that character.
Yeah.
And
the fact is Dave Filoni's his character, like he's not going to let it be bad.
It is about time the live action only Star Wars fans realised why the rest of the world loves Ahsoka so much.
It's yeah, but I think we're very unconcerned about Ahsoka, but I am concerned for the 75 millionth time Dave Filoni is going to absolutely ruin my feelings.
We are
with a certain scene.
Order 66.
He's going to build us up and give this like really lovely, like heartwarming moment between 2 huge characters, and then just like slash it.
When he comes to writing it or like any production, do you reckon his first little note he puts is like Order 66 scene? Like there has to be there.
Order 66 is the first scene he plans in any show he ever does. I'm convinced of it.
Do you know what's really funny? No one complains about it in the sense of this is bad storytelling.
No, because he gives us something different. Well, he gives us something different every time, which
he
goes
always
back
gives you a
to
fresh perspective.
him fixing canon again. It's just him like fleshing out that whole moment because it was such a big moment, but it was like so over, like such a quick thing in the films.
And this comes on to my next point. Dave Filoni is trying to make a timeline shift in Star Wars so that we stop using before Yavin and after Yavin, and he wants to make Order 66 the 0 year.
Yeah, before Order 66.
Yeah,
Order 66.
Because all of his stuff that he's concerned about, there is a difference in the way people act before and after that, and he wants that to be the 0 year, and that's how he tells his stories.
Yeah,
I think I guess people never complain about how he does it because it's always a new perspective or how you never see. But I never actually thought of it until Harry said it that like for arguably the biggest moment in the Star Wars timeline, we got one of the greatest memes of all time, but we also got like the walk in and then a few Jedi being offed and
then,
that
like
was it.
there was a few scenes of like Jedi getting killed, but that's like that's all it was. We didn't get any like
Order 66
actual
was a
character
huge
moments.
moment. So for the film to do so little for it, Dave Filoni took that personally. He was
Yeah.
like, "I'll fix this for you. Don't worry."
Just
No, it's like even
sums up the Clone Wars.
Even Reva's moment in Kenobi was just like that was probably I think that was the worst one actually because like you saw up to the moment where she gets hit and you're just like
Fallen Order was pretty rough.
That's true, but I mean like TV show, film, that's probably he somehow manages to make you feel worse about it every time, even though you know it's coming.
Yeah.
Now, are you ready for my really hot take on least concerned?
Oh, there we go.
It's gonna blow your mind. Aquaman. Annie, you ready?
It's because you know it's going to be shit. Yeah.
No, it doesn't matter.
Basically the same thing.
Like Corey said, it's all getting fucking chalked off anyway.
Yeah.
Why should I be concerned? It doesn't fucking matter.
Yeah.
That's a good point.
I'm more concerned about Spider-Verse and Ahsoka because I care about them and they do matter. So if there's something wrong with them, it's going to make a difference.
Yeah.
If Aquaman is the best film ever or the worst film ever, it makes zero difference.
It's still getting chalked.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Now, we'll move on to our most concerned picks.
Oh, no.
I might have to change my answer.
Mine's not on the list.
No, what are you most concerned about, Mr. Locke?
Hogwarts Legacy.
Okay.
That is a hot take.
And my reasoning being...
I'll tell you one thing. I'm not going to be playing it on stream.
It's very biased. I've wanted a game like this, like an open world Harry Potter game, since I was about
6 weeks old.
in the womb.
So when I was 10.
Yeah. And now that it's finally here, I'm just so worried that it's not going to live up to what I want it to be. And I think it's just going to get review bombed because of everything J.K. Rowling, which is obviously unfortunate for the people that have put all their time and effort into making the game. So worried, mainly personal bias. I want it to be good so badly, but also worried about reviews as well.
Yeah, get that. What about yourself, Mr. Zontal? What are you most concerned about?
This is difficult. I think.
It's not an easy one, is it?
I think, yeah, we can tell.
Craven the Hunter already know it's going to be shit, so I'm not concerned about that. Like Connor said, like same with the Flash and Aquaman. Like, there's no concern there because it's like it is.
Do you want to know what annoys me the most about Craven the Hunter? Do you remember what I said I wanted the most? You probably won't remember. Do you remember what I said I wanted the most when I last came on the pod?
God, no, I'm old.
See, so basically I said that I wanted a live action Quicksilver series.
Oh, yeah.
And the fact that they're casting Aaron Taylor Johnson is something that's not the Quicksilver live action series really infuriates me. And I don't like that. Obviously, it's a Marvel IP, and they're putting someone who was a previous Marvel character as a new Marvel character. That rubs me up the wrong way.
This is Sony. They don't care.
Yeah, well, they
Sony
fucking
doesn't give
should
a shit.
care. They should care. It
Josh has
really
got
pisses
an
me
issue
off
with DC this whole time.
because you know what's going to happen. You're going to get the casual people. Probably like I'm a little bit over casual. Like people a little bit lower down that are gonna watch it and think, I swear I recognize that geezer in
Josh is
another Marvel project. And well, mainly because it's not a fucking Quicksilver project. So.
I think my most concern is, although I'm very much hyped for it, does come with Secret Invasion. There is a part of me that is very concerned that they're gonna go, psych, Iron Man's not dead. He was a Skrull, and Iron Man's actually
Stop it.
no. This is like I'm concerned
It's like
that they'll
fever dream fear that they're going to undo something so impactful.
yeah. I'm scared that like Robert Downey Jr. is going to have gone to them and be like, "Oh, I actually do want to come back," and they're going to use Secret Invasion and bring him in. And it's like, maybe they won't go to that level of Iron Man, but I'm worried they're going to bring someone back from the dead that they shouldn't.
Not to add to your fear, Hooray.
Oh,
there
no.
are rumors with a lot of weight to them that RDJ has signed a new contract with Marvel.
Oh no!
The belief is that he's just going to come back to play a variant of himself for Secret Wars.
Okay.
But
I hope
just
that's
to add to that fear for you. Apparently, he has
because like I'm looking forward to like the mindfuckery that Secret Invasion is going to have, but I am concerned that they're going to undo something that they shouldn't, like the Iron Man death, because that definitely is something that should never be undone.
Like, surely he knows. RDJ himself knows.
I would hope so.
Not to do it.
This is Disney, and this is money, and money speaks, and I'm like, I just hope. That's my only concern with that.
I get that. Awesome. Luke, what are you most concerned about in 2023?
A bit similar to previous points about caring about it. I would say probably Ahsoka. And obviously we had the debate earlier about, well, it's Dave's thing, so it's going to be good anyway. But I think just for the amount that I care about it and love the character, I'm just like, if like worst case scenario, I'm just like, please don't fuck this up. I'm sure they won't, but I guess I don't have enough care for the other projects to be bothered about the concern for them. So this is the one that I'm like, if you don't fuck up one show all year, don't fuck up Ahsoka, please.
Valid. Now, ironically,
here we go.
My most concerned, Flash and Craven.
I'd say he doesn't care.
No, I said I was least hyped for Craven, but that goes along with how concerned I am for it. I'll start with Flash though. I'm so concerned about the Flash because it doesn't matter. The film has been delayed 3 times with reshoots and everything, and I've long been a proponent of delays are never a good thing for production, unless it's just being delayed because they want to release it later. But we know the first 2 were production issues at least. As well as all of the drama revolving around Ezra Miller, I think that could hurt how well it does. And as someone who adores the Flash, I'm really worried this is going to hurt
his reputation,
Flash's brand, and it's just going to lead to James Gunn going, that's got a bitter taste in the public mouth. Let's put that away for 10 years. And I don't want to have to wait 10 years for another Flash film. And it's very similar with Craven. They've changed the character. They've ruined the character with the way they're deciding to depict him. And I don't want that to result in a bad film that has the Morbius effect where it comes into a meme and then they won't want to use it for ages.
Oh, I think you need to accept now Craven's dead.
I just... And that's why it's almost my least hyped, because I know that one's beyond saving. But I am still really concerned about it, because I'm hoping they don't do so much damage that Marvel getting the rights back couldn't save it. But The Flash is still got a possibility of being a great film. And even though it won't matter, I need it to be a good film so that The Flash doesn't get shelved by James Gunn.
And before it's just a rogue Flash film of Ezra Miller's stupidity.
Yeah, it's just an Ezra Miller documentary.
Jeez.
Look what happens when we give this star loads of others.
Becomes primary evidence in his court case.
The Flash gets corrupted by something, and it's just Ezra Miller being an idiot.
Right then, this is my favourite one.
Oh, there we go.
Sleeper picks. What on here to most mortal people doesn't look that or not necessarily not that interesting, doesn't make everyone go, oh, I've got to watch that, and you go, that gonna be brilliant.
Right, so I've got a couple, so am I
Go on.
right to start?
Yeah.
Okay,
go on.
so considering we know absolutely fuck all about it, other than one actor, my first one is Skeleton Crew, because I feel like if you know nothing about it, you can't assume it's going to be bad. So that's almost like my cop out, but I feel like
No, I back it.
it's just after Return of the Jedi, Mandalorian timeline. Dave's probably involved. But my other one would actually be Echo, because I believe she appeared in Hawkeye, was it? Yeah, so as someone who knew nothing about her before that, I just thought she was quite intriguing and good in that. So for me, that's one that perhaps before I wouldn't have cared about, but now I'm actually quite interested in it.
Awesome. That's what we like to see. The MCU doing God's work and getting new characters out there in front of people. Who wants to go next? Josh, sorry.
I'll go. I'm with Luke on Skeleton Crew. I think it's one of those a bit like Andor. At first, we knew kind of fuck all about, and then when we got a bit more info, it was like, oh shit, this is going to be good. I think Skeleton Crew could be something similar, and I'm intrigued to see where they go, like in the Star Wars universe. I'm also torn between. I feel like Star Wars Visions might also be like, I know it's probably going to be good, but because it's like one-off, fun, like styled Star Wars themed stuff. I think we're gonna get some absolute banger episode or something that is just incredible watching.
Like the Samurai Fustel episode of the first
yes,
season.
I think there's gonna be like one sleeper in there that's just like an incredible like thing to watch.
Big fan.
That, and I think also Echo, just because I think Echo, or I think Coven of Chaos could also be fun, but I'm not so sure.
Okay. Mr. Locke, what are your sleepers? Can't wait for him to name 3 things not on the list.
Yeah, I have one and it's not on the list.
Josh had fucked the list.
Are you ready? The Super Mario movie.
Right. The episode's over. Episode's over.
Rogue.
It's a sleeper pick.
They're not even brave enough to put Chris Pratt's Mario voice in the fucking trailer properly, more than a word. And you think it's going to be good for an entire film. I'm going to go watch it, but I'm going to be angry every time he talks.
This is my concern with the Mario film. It looks visually fucking incredible.
Mm-hmm.
Jack Black, excellent fucking choice for Bowser.
Everything other than Chris Pratt is
Toad.
Perfect.
Yeah, Toad sounds fucking great. Like, the other voice actors seem to have done a great fucking job. It could have been Lego movie level of like great animated film, but then you've got Chris Mack doing a bad Italian accent, and we still haven't.
Sound like he was trying one.
Well, we still haven't heard it, and the thing that's going to annoy me more is like, okay, fine, if that's the case, but the things like the Yahoo and the like weird Mario like noises that Mario makes, they sound good. And it's going to be this weird jarring thing of like, he's going to do that and you're like, oh, this sounds good. And then he's going to speak and you're going to be like, oh,
Honest
that's...
to God, I'm at the point where I'm considering going to watch it in French with subtitles.
It might even be a better film if you just muted Chris Pratt entirely and just watched the rest of it.
Make Mario mute.
And it would still be a good film.
Josh is literally
honest,
turning
yeah,
red.
Josh is so
The
annoyed with us.
slander I'm hearing here. No, on a real one, I do think it's going to be so much better than everyone's expecting it to be. From the trailer that we've seen, the animation looked great. The sound, it's everything you want it to be from a Mario IP. It's literally, it couldn't have been any closer to a game if you tried. Charles Martinet has been confirmed to be having some sort of cameo in the game. So you will have authentic Mario in the game, in the film at some point. So don't stress.
My
I think it could be a
worry with
sleeper,
it
just
is
on-
I'll watch it and I'm like, that was an incredible film. I just wish Chris Pratt wasn't Mario.
My literal only concern is Chris Pratt. Unfortunately, he's the voice actor for the title role.
And so my concern is now that because of all this bad negativity, people are going to be going into the film
with a negative attitude,
with a
and
negative impact straight away, and
they'll say it's a shit film, not that just Chris Pratt was shit.
I feel like it could be a sleeper on the basis of everyone's going in assuming it's going to be awful because Chris Pratt's
It
Mario,
could be,
and it might actually be surprisingly good.
Until they give me a trailer where Chris Pratt has more than a one line of dialogue, and I can actually hear what his voice is going to be like.
Give us a conversation.
I'm too on the fence about it.
I think it would be so jokes as if in the next trailer they have him do a horrific accent,
It's a
or
fire
just straight American, and everyone's like, "This is going to be terrible," and then you watch the film and it's like this perfect Italian accent.
I just think for a Mario adaptation, I think it's going to be what every Mario fan is going to want it to be.
Just not people. Yeah, people will just get more angry about who's Mario rather than the content
the film itself. Yeah.
No, I get that.
So I have 3 sleeper picks.
Oh, here we go. Greedy.
It's not sleeper if everything is a sleeper.
You've seen the size of this list.
I know. I'm messing.
So my biggest, I've got 2 really big ones. The third one you guys might argue isn't a sleeper pick. So first and foremost, X-Men 97. It is a continuation of the X-Men cartoon. I've got a feeling it is going to be better than the original, and as a result of that, is a sleeper pick for me. No one's really talking about it. It's going to be that thing a lot of people pick up when they've got nothing else to do, and they're going to go, "This is great," and it won't be for 3 or 4 years. It truly gets recognised for how great it is. Visions, Star Wars Visions, right up there for me. Animated stuff, as a general rule, gets overlooked. So I always think they're more likely to be sleepers because not enough people give them the credit they deserve in the first place. And Visions season 1 was just so good that hopefully they give the anime studios they work with even more creative freedom. And now third, I get if it's not accepted as a sleeper. I put Invincible season 2.
Oh no, I don't know enough about it to know.
So Invincible season 1 was wildly successful.
It was great.
But at the same time, I don't think it's hit full mainstream.
I agree.
And that's why I'm putting it down as a sleeper, because I think this season,
with that logic, it makes sense to be a sleeper.
Yeah, and I think this season is going to jettison it to the cover boy of superhero entertainment, which is why I've put it as a sleeper. Overall, I don't think it's necessarily a sleeper in the same way Visions and X-Men is, but I think it's going to elevate itself to a whole new level and beat the expectations of itself.
Yeah, no, I can understand.
Based on that logic, I agree.
So that brings to the end our 2023 discussion. And there's not actually